Hey there, Orioles fans. Today is September 2nd, 2024, and welcome back in on this Labor Day edition of the Talkin O's podcast. And as always, I'm your host, Evan. And coming on today's episode, we're going to recap the Orioles' win on Friday, the loss on Saturday, and the win on Sunday. Let's go ahead and start with Friday's game. Albert Suarez started this game, and for the first time in his MLB career, he went 7 innings. He went 7 innings of 2-run ball, only allowing 8 hits and 4 strikeouts, no walks on 95 pitches. It's not his most dominant outing though, but he did only strike out 4 and gave up those 8 hits. Scattered across those 7 innings, he did pitch, but at least he got the job done for the Orioles, and he's been like that all year for those. Gunnar Henderson was slumping on Friday night, going 0 for 5, but he didn't have an amazing year, don't get me wrong on that, but he has gone 0 for 5 many times before, but it was the second time in August he did go 0 for 5. He did do the same thing 3 other times, not in August. He did finish the month with a .235 average and a .710 OPS, his first offensive month of the season. He has gone 0-20 in his last 5 games, including Friday too. The Orioles' offense really has been struggling a little bit, and Adley Rutschman is also struggling at the dish too. High did move Gunnar back into the leadoff spot for the Saturday game. He had a hit, and he got hit by a pitch. Then he finally got his multi-hit game on Sunday, which they really wanted. Let's go ahead and talk about Saturday's loss to the Rockies. Dean Kramer pitched for the Orioles, entering Saturday's game with 3 consecutive quality starts. He didn't really pitch amazingly early in that game, but people were expecting he would go deep into the ballgame, which he did not. He also got hit by the line drive in the 4th inning and Eflin on his wrist area, and he left the game after that. In the 3rd inning, he gave up 3 runs. Keegan Aiken came in after Kramer left, and Burke Smith came in and Garner Soto. They both did play their parts for this game. Then it all turned around when Ciano Perez came into the game. He came into the game in the 7th inning to face a lefty, a righty, and a lefty. Then he got the first out, then he proceeded to walk the next 2 batters. Hyde then brought in Talkin O as Ciano Perez left that absolute mess. And obviously he did clean up the mess by finishing the inning. Then he goes to Kimbrel because Matt Baumann was very likely unavailable. You would only have Kimbrel and Dominguez available in the bullpen. He wouldn't have used Dominguez as he is the closer, so he only had one choice. That's basically why. Then he proceeded to give up 2 runs, which led to the loss to the Rockies. Eloy Jimenez also hit his first home run as an Oriole, which is good for him. Zach Eflin had yet another good start on Sunday. He went 7 innings, gave up 4 hits, gave up 1 run, which was the only run that the Rockies scored, and he took a perfect game in the 4th inning. He only walked 1 and struck out 9. James McCann also hit a home run on Sunday, too. Now we're going to preview this upcoming series. The Orioles are headed into the series against the White Sox, heading into the series with a 79-59 record. The Orioles will be starting Corbin Burnes, Cade Povich, and Albert Suarez for the next 3 games against the White Sox. Now I'll go ahead and get a roster move that the Orioles made, as the roster expansions called players to called up. Zach Eflin was reinstated from the IL as he pitched on Sunday. Obviously, we talked about that. They recalled Coby Mayo. David Bonuelos got his contract selected from AAA. Ramon Arias is now on the IL, and they DFA'd Forrest Wall. There is a lot to take in here, but I will break it down. Let's go ahead and start with Coby Mayo being recalled. Coby Mayo got his first taste of big leagues when he went 1-16 with only 1 hit. He did get a hit on Sunday, which is nice. This is his time to shine in the big leagues, and I do hope he does just that. Now let's go ahead and talk about David Bonuelos. I'm not really sure why the Orioles need another catcher at the big league level, as they already have a secondary catcher in James McCann, who might be leaving in free agency this year. So my guess on why they selected his contract from AAA is because McCann is about to hit free agency. They do need a guy to replace him. They could replace him with Samuel Basallo once he gets called up, but that will likely be next year when he gets his first taste of the bigs. Now let's go ahead and talk about Ramon Arias' injury. Ramon Arias suffered an ankle injury on the Saturday game against the Rockies and was taken out of the game. He also was placed on the IL on Sunday. I will be back to recap the rest of this week's game on Friday. Until then, I'm Evan, and this has been the Talkin O's podcast.